Hi, 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 hi. Oh, I'm moving around too much. Hold on. Y'all, I kid y'all not. Y'all know me. Oh, I done changed my room around. This is my new room. I've made this my new room. Look, I even left part of my green wall up. So on days when I don't want to aspire and I'm sitting in the bed, I can still bam, giddy whacking. So right now, I am literally just going live in here. I just want to chill with y'all. I said, you know what? I keep missing my pajama jammy jam. I keep missing my pajama jammy jam. So I said this morning I was gonna come straight in. Hey, sis. I was gonna come straight in and do it, but look, because I have my laptop on my bed, like I feel like I'm moving and grooving with it. But anyway, y'all, how you doing? Can you hear me? Dana, can you hear me, sis? Can you hear me? Yeah, yes, good. I got my fan on. It's kind of close, but you're gonna have to endure. That's people gonna have to endure it because, hunty, I don't know where you're living, but it's hot. I guess if you're somewhere cold, blessings to you. I'm jealous of you. I'm a cold baby. I'm a November baby. I like cold weather. I love the fall though. But yes, y'all. I want to come and do a live. I want to come in and say hi, hi, hi. I want to come in and talk a little crazy app. I want to come in and give some love. I want to come in and talk about what I've been seeing. I want to come in and do that. The first thing I want to do is I want to come in and just on some serious stuff. I want to come in and say to anyone who is going through right now, to anyone who is suffered a loss, um, my prayers to you, to your family, to your loved ones. I suffered a loss. My family suffered a loss last week, and it hurts. It really does. So I send out my love and my condolences. You know, because the one thing, well, the two things that all of us have in common with each other is that we'll be born and we'll die. What we do in between is all up to yourself, to what you gonna do. But yeah, so enjoy life. Enjoy it for every day that you have, and enjoy the people that you love while you have them. But yeah, so I want to definitely get that out. Then I want to get all these disclaimers out before we even get to talking. Because it's not like I'm about to do something evil or do something that's against anything I am, but I want to get these things out because these are things that are important when I come and voice myself, that I make sure I state these things because I care about these things. But mental health is real. Mental health is real. So prayers to anybody struggling. I've learned the key to anyone's mental health, to everyone's, is to learn you. Before anyone can understand you, you have to understand you. You have to learn you. You have to know the things that bother you because somebody else may not know that, no matter how well they know you. And especially if you don't know exactly what it is that triggers that. And I learned that things I didn't even know were triggers, some things I did to myself that were triggers to the things that put me in sad places that made me feel down. So yeah, I think mental health is real, and I think more people uh, ignore their own mental health than anything. And I think that being on the internet in any kind of way, it's people who don't come on to be content creators. They're just people on the internet, on social media, and they're attacked or they're dogged or they're ganged up on and grouped on, and it's wrong. It's wrong no matter how we size it and how we do it. And that's going to so lead me to my topics today. So I don't care where you go on the internet, that mentality of I need a group of people to agree for it to stand on something. No, you don't. Do you believe in it? Because I learned that the only way for anybody to believe in what you believe in, you got to believe in it first. So, but yeah, I had to get those disclaimers out, sis. I had to. I feel like I keep buffering and freezing. Look at me. Yeah. I'm gonna say hello to the people. You gonna say hello, or you just came in to get all in my face? Let me love on you for a minute. I love you so much. I need you to get you some friends, get you some business, and get to mind. Because I'm live, brother. I need you to respect that. Jeez. Well, I tell you, the haters come out at night. It ain't even nighttime. They come out. They come out, not the freaks, the haters. No, you're not going up. Nope, doop, doop. I'm talking to the computer, Bob, but don't you think if it was a person, you say, look, it's me. You see me like I'm talking to myself. Watch out. He about to try to get into my chair. He got to do too much. That's welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. But yes, let's see. So what have I been seeing? Oh, which war do I? Dana, I tell you, what I want to talk about is last night. What Goody, girl? Since I'm live, I want to give out shouts too. Shouts to the people that I like, that I watch, that I enjoy, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how you got to do it on this internet. I can like people, and they dislike people I like. Well, the thing is, I didn't start liking them because they liked people. So you never have to worry about, oh, I wonder if Danny still like me because I don't like somebody she like. I just don't think like. I don't think like that. Just like if we dislike the same person, we don't need to gang up on them together. We don't need to tag team each other to talk about them. I don't need to call you and get words of what you gonna give me your cliff notes of what you gonna say about them, so I can say the same thing over and over again, so we can go up in chats and tell everybody and tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm just not that chick. But Goody girl, I am loving those animated videos. When I tell you, when you did the one on Dear Yvette and that dog's eyes kept getting big, I just about fell out my chair. When you did the Wiley one, the way that character kept bagging up and then kept waiting for everybody in the audience was laughing in the back. Man, see, that's what I'm talking about. Where's the entertainment? Half these people come on here, act a fool. And I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all know when you watched it, you was laughing. I watched Wiley when he was live doing the same clip she was showing. I watch a lot of things. I don't watch it because I need to go back and tell somebody what happened. I watch it because if it can hold my attention, it's entertaining me in some kind of way or informing me. It's doing something. It's the reason I'm there. So that's why I'm there. But then if I'm going to talk about it, at least I don't have to go look in the chat and be like, wait, what happened? Hold on, I know I brought this up, but wait, what happened? Wait, that's really how they got into it? I don't know. And I'm not talking about somebody to make people dislike them, to make people shit on them. And anything I'm talking about. I truly saw it myself on the internet. So it's not like I'm even passing you gossip. Like somebody told me something and I'm like, oh, let me tell y'all what Pookie told me about such and such. Let me tell y'all what, but no, I don't care that much. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I am loving them. Hilarious. But like I said, Goody went live last night. Like even Goody, I like Goody. You know what I'm saying? And if Goody dislikes somebody, that don't mean I dislike them too. I mean, that's with anybody. But when it comes to like real chicks that I've been watching on here for years that I think are real chicks, and here's the thing, if I name some real chicks that I think are real chicks on here, even if people didn't agree, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't change that I think these are real chicks. Like I really fuck with these chicks. Like I like them. Listen, we ain't never had a private conversation. I ain't never talked to Goody on the phone. Never. Not even IG text messages, nothing. See, that's what's wrong with y'all. To y'all, somebody is real or your buddy because you talk to them. But then be the same people that stab you in the back. Same person you was hee-hawing and kikiing on the phone with. Same person you gave your digits out to. No. Like, I really like them. So how I do support is I watch, I share, I like, I comment. You know what I mean? That's what's wrong with people around here. They start investing their whole life into a content creator, somebody who's gonna turn on you. Look at these people. Half the people that attack people together, half of the people that do that got into it with each other. Now y'all know I did a OMG moment last week on the whole Kendrunk debacle. And you know, it's funny, I heard a lot of people last week after I did that OMG moment calling her Ken drunk. Now I know for a fact y'all wasn't calling her Ken drunk around here, honey. I don't know why it sounds so close to her name, and it's just what she does. I mean, but Kendra did tell us, and this is no joke to alcoholism. This is a joke to Kendra. She did tell us on her community wall that she only has 2 to 3 drinks a year. And I said, damn, then you must do all that drinking on the internet, because I know for a fact I have seen you on the internet, pissy, crap face, whatever you want to call it, whatever the wasted, white boy wasted, or whatever you want to call it, whatever they call it, I have seen you on the internet several times, more than 3. So I was like 3 times a year. But whatever. And to have a problem with drinking doesn't mean that you drink every single day. To have a problem with drinking means that you can't control yourself and the drinking. Some people binge. They binge for 1 week during the year of drinking. They don't. But during that binge, they hurt themselves. They can, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear that. But anyway. Danny is back. Danny is back. Man. Anyway. So I said, ooh, I know it's about to go down. Huh? We're back. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm bliggity black because I'm black, y'all. And I'm bliggity black, bliggity black. I'm back. But anyway, if you don't know, that came from CB4. But so I knew last weekend was gonna be a fire, because I watched Kendra's live. I mean, she was a hot bubbly mess. And the thing is, the hot bubbly mess she was more of an insult to herself. Because later, if you go back and you watch something on yourself, you gotta be like, damn, that was me. I was doing that. Like, that don't have nothing to do with who you're talking about. That has to do with you. Okay? My problems with Kendra, I could care less about Kendra having low housing, low income. I could care less if Kendra did not pay her rent for a year. I could care less if Kendra want to sit around and stomp her feet and poke out her bottom lip because her parents won't take care of her. I could care less. I could care less if Kendra got every STI that exists. I could care less. Those aren't the reasons I don't like Kendra. I don't like Kendra because she is an example of the worst type of person who gets a pity party until she's not doing what somebody said. So all of last week, I watched people talk about Kendra and the same stuff they knew about Kendra before. So now I'm watching, even on Bombshells, they talking about Kendra. I'm like, damn, it's over the hill. They talking about Kendra. Like, Kendra did she just become this person? Then I started listening to what everybody was saying about her. And I said, wait a minute. It's the same old stuff everybody was saying about her. That she getting drunk, but it's the stuff everybody was saying about her from the side. Oh, she brag about her STI. Oh, she do this. Oh, she thinks she entitled. Oh, y'all knew this already. Anyway, so when Kendra is doing her live, you screaming, you see you next Tuesday, First of all, when we talk about ladylike, they'll tell y'all how rough I am over the edges. None of these are women. Women don't come get shit-faced on TV and act as if they're fool. Women don't come and attack the things that break down women every day. Women don't come, real women, don't come and literally link up with chicks doing what they say they hate about another chick. Like, that's not real women stuff. Now, that's what little girls do. Little bad girls, little sassy girls, little troublemakers, little heifers. That's what they're doing. Grown-ass women are not doing these things. And grown-ass women are not looking at people like, I'm sorry, I hate to say it, and I say this with all due respect. Kendra, Jules, John, Jen. These are all very weak people mentally. They put on the strongest facades, but they really are crying for help. They really are. But yet these are the people who we keep protecting. Let me tell you something. I never wanted beef with the B. You know why? Because one, I already knew you had it up shit's creek and you had enough people after you. I'm not looking to gang up on anyone. But you keep coming for me and I'm going to stop and give you just the attention you want. But she's bullied. I said it back in the day, knowing John was a racist, knowing he was all the things he was, but still he was being bullied. Those are facts. Two things can be right at the same time. But some of the people that are the biggest tough toughs in the land of that side are the bullies we're talking about. Amber is a bully. Everything everyone over here says they hate about another one of a person over here, she's done it. She's done it. But people who didn't do it, if they talk about it, then people will team up to okay that. So, like I said, with this Kendra thing, I watched to see what how these response was going to be, and I haven't went over there like that in a while. And I listened, and all I thought, I made it to Amber coming up. And when Amber came up, I thought to myself, why, if anything's going on somewhere, she's in it. So whether it was in the back, whether it was you didn't know, whether it was someone had to talk her off the lobes of doing the worst stuff to somebody, but it's always in the back. And I was like, this is kind of weird. But it was poor shaming. But let me tell you something. Half the people in the chat on these platforms, poor is a mentality, first of all. But they're living on a budget. They're living beyond their budget. They're living where when they're finished making it, they have to deprive themselves of something they want or need. Definitely what they want, but it's something they need. They might have to cut short. It's people who don't go and get themselves. So to make fun of anyone for that would be bad. When unemployment is up, when all these things, to do that about anybody is bad. There's a lot of people, it's people going to work who are living inside of a home waiting to be evicted out, but they're riding the eviction out because they have nowhere to go. And when you move, it's not just moving and paying the month's rent, it's paying the down payment. In some places are first, last, and security. Some states, my state is a state like that. Some states aren't. But still, it's coming up with a chunk of money. So if you couldn't pay it monthly, you can't pay it any other day. So in reality, if I ever was friends with this woman, what I would have been telling her is instead of being on the internet, you should be working on you. Let's do stuff to help you get you back on track. And then you could dibble with the internet and come back. It's not going nowhere. The internet's still here. So was it some poor shame? Of course it was. Because one of the things they attack Kendra about is the fact that she act like she's so rich and gaudy, but she's broke. She act like she got it all, but she's barely making it. And instead of her coming on this platform and actually encouraging people to make it or helping to get resources or doing something to show people, it's more people that can relate. So look, even when we talk about people's drug habit, there are more people in these chats that y'all can believe it that have a drinking addiction, that have a drug addiction, that used to have a drug addiction, that lost somebody from a drug addiction, that is suffering right now with a family member with a drug addiction. So to make fun of that, you're making fun of their loved one or themselves. There's a bunch of people in here who might be behind on a bill, whether it's their light bill, their gas bill, their water bill. Somebody's behind on their rent. Somebody's staying in a hotel. That's why I didn't hide when I was staying in a hotel. And while I was in a hotel, one of the people who made fun of it was Amber. That was a big diss to her. To diss me was that I was in a hotel. But let me tell you something. Staying in a hotel costs more than some of y'all are paying in your rent a month. So that's not that. And the fact that I could is a blessing that I had a roof over my head. But these people don't look at things like that. They're so quick to say how much better they are. That's why they throw out, I'm a 6-figure bitch. I got a husband. I got a $500,000 house. But if you're so happy and so content and so much better than everybody else, then why do you stay in so much misery? Because if I was that happy on paper, then I'd be that happy in person. I'd spread joy and everything I said in wouldn't be messy. Y'all stay in a mess. And y'all okay some of the worst people while y'all crucify everybody else. That's the world we live in on and off of the internet, where it's okay as long as we all agree. But the moment you don't, then we gonna dog you on the same shit we was just 2 weeks ago protecting you on. Okay. That's just my opinion. It doesn't make it the gospel. This is my opinion on watching and stuff. And then people will say, well, Danny, why you watch it if you don't like it? I don't sit and watch it all day and consume myself with it. But when I see something, I say something. And here's the truth. Like I said, two things can be right at the same time. Bullying is what y'all do to, like I said, can we name the different groups that have come together to take the B down in that sector? Now, these groups have come together, separated, broke apart, came back together, separated, broke apart, worked together, now with the other side, because they got sides. Because it's cuz of blood with these cats. It's some gang stuff with them. It's turf wars and stuff. It's people wars. They own the people. They own super chats. They own super stickers. And then they all sit around talking about who is out here for money when everything they do is for money. Ain't nobody going to Rumble for free. Ain't nobody going to Twitch for free. Don't none of them come live for free. Don't none of them do nothing for free. None of it. None of it. Think about it. YouTube is cracking down on bullying. YouTube is cracking down on all this stuff. And these people are still monetizing lives where they're about to dox people. They're about to say hateful, hurtful, terrible things. They're about to degrade whole groups of people while they're only trying to talk about one person. They're going to degrade a whole group of people. But they're going to turn on the monetization button. And I'm going to have to sit through a commercial. And then while they're dissing people, I'm going to sit through commercials. Because everything they do is for the money. They'll sell each other out for money. Super chat. You got the right number? They troll everybody's chat. Now, I can tell y'all how I watched their whole live, and I never came in trolling nothing. For what? For what? For what? I watched Jen in her live the other day. I just about jumped in the chat when Jen was sitting there saying she wasn't the originator of talking about Missy Tessa. I wouldn't even know who Missy Tessa was had Jen not been. Now, look, I even seen people in the chat. It wasn't Jen as the originator. It wasn't Jen. All I know is Jen made it big. Just like they say John wasn't the originator of saying that C would put her son out because he was gay. They said he wasn't the originator of that, but he was the one who made it big. Because see, who makes it big? It's just like a word. Y'all think when Donald Trump's first person said you fired, he was the first person to say you fired? No, he wasn't. Because see, you could coin something that was already out, but you made it big. You made it fetch. You made it catch. You made it. You made it. You made it. And I know who. Hey, I'll shoot this back on every time it go off. But yeah, one day Rio was live and he kept saying that about her. And then I came up and I said, you shouldn't say that. Do you know that that's about somebody who, who suffered from breast cancer? And he gave an explanation. Now, if Rio's video is still up, it'll still be up there. Some of this stuff is in proof. Like, and he said he heard Jen say it. He thought it was funny. And I said, we grown now. I don't, there's nothing to me cool about talking about somebody's cancer. We all should be screaming F cancer. We all have known somebody or heard of somebody or been close to somebody who suffered from the effects of cancer. So that should be something we never playing with. As adults, we're not kids. We know better. We should do better. That shouldn't even be a joke. And to this day, and I'm not just saying this now, I said this back then. I wouldn't even, some of the people who I know and I talk to, when I say know, mean like know of or know who they are or know the story of, it comes from this drama, all these different dramas or disrespect. But unlike everybody else, I didn't pick a side. I followed my gut. I follow what I believe in. And I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. I'm not here to tell nobody how to move. But then again, nobody's here to tell me how to move. So nobody's telling me who I can speak on and what I can speak on. One thing about YouTube is they say you can block people from your chat. I'm back. Just like I'm bigger than a bully. Here's something, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. My thing isn't freezing because of my connection. My thing is freezing because every time you talk about any of these people, they do their same bullying. They either come in and troll accounts, then say the worst stuff. Like you be like, "Well, we weren't even talking about that." They come in and say racist stuff, or they just keep reporting your stuff. But I'm not doing anything that you could fight where it would stick. Where if YouTube came back to watch my live, they would see anything but that what I'm saying is true. This is the tactic. And the reason I don't move on from the Yates sector on talking about them is because that's what they want to do with people. They want to stop you from addressing that all the stuff they're doing is wrong. And even the people that are turn on you for them, you're supporting wrong. And they get mad if you say it. And they try to silence you if you say it. How could I be like, ooh, Maria's the worst ever for doxing a kid, but then be like, you know what, Amber's done it, but she had a right. It's what they've done to her. If that's the case, then everybody wrong has a right to be wrong. You know better, you do better. But if you gonna justify it on one side, we gotta justify it on all sides. How is it okay? It's okay for you to dox. It's okay for you to do this. It's okay for you to send fake stuff. It's okay for you to do this. It's okay for you to do that. But everybody else has to walk under a different thread. So no, I won't be silenced, and I won't be bullied, and I won't be okay with people being bullied, whether I like them or not. That's the difference with real queens and kings, real bosses. They stand up for what's right. Not, oh, you know what? I don't like bullying, but I don't like Kendra, so I can't say it's wrong. She being bullied. I say it's wrong. She being bullied, and I still won't mess with her. I still won't mess with her. I could say that, yeah, the B be all up in her stuff, and she go get people to bully. Yeah, she do the same stuff that's done to her. She does. Some of these people play the same way. Even with Amber, I saw at one point, like, man, but the truth about her is most, like right now, Usman on the show, not one of you heifers should be talking about that show and not mentioning that Amber made damn near all of us stop talking about a show. See, we came together about a show, not about a gossip. And Amber ruined that. Amber started all the beefs. She brought her wars amongst people. She got her villains and her flunkies to go against her enemies and play like they weren't around her. Yeah, come on now. So anybody discussing the new show that they got Usman on it, I better hear them say something about Amber. You sitting around Usman? Nobody's talking about how when Amber came on here, told us he had a baby by another chick, all this stuff, how the show wanted her on it, that this is a part of the story. See, they just want to tell you the ending of a book. But if we're going to talk about the book, I got to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end, not just the end. That's why I said, come on, these people be sitting up in a chat kissing Amber's butt. I could care less. That's what you do. But when you crying about how bad somebody is, or we need to take down this person because they're so terrible. You want to know who hated Jen more than me? I didn't hate Jen. I knew Jen had issues. Here's the thing. None of us would be dealing with Jen had Amber not started a channel with her. Nobody was looking for Jen. So even if y'all mess with Jen now, and every time who fell out with Jen came up on Sherelle's begging for somebody to protect her from Amber. They fall out all the time. It generates a group of hate. Then they make up. And then Jen tells us how she love her, can't stop loving her. She gonna love her till she love her till she ain't love her no more. Okay? But Jen was so racist, and she said this about her dad, and da 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 da, and it never stopped. Now these people to be best friends, they calling each other, tell each other, don't jump off the bus, don't do this. Why couldn't you do that when you was hating on her so bad? One minute people can't be in the chat with people, then the next minute they could be mods with people. You be like, this is this is an example of you might be strong enough to play these games of chaos in your mind and in your life, but there are people who can't handle that. There are people who are already at the edge, and you're just pushing them over the edge. You know what I mean? Why? I don't want to see none of these heifers fail. They already failed. I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a bunch of women proving that, yeah, messy chicks can't be productive together. They can only be messy together. That's it. It's just like the girl who's so pretty because she hang around a bunch of chicks she think are uglier than her. Does that really make her pretty? I'm not that chick. And I'm not better than none of these chicks. I mean, because what am I competing up against? I'm better as far as I don't want to dox them. Give a where they live at. If I wanted their address, it'd be so I could pull up. Pull up for what? They worth what case? None. They building a case on themselves because one day they're going to run up on somebody who don't give a. They ain't got nothing to lose at all. And then one day they're going to mess with somebody, they're going to bag off, and then they're going to have one day where they don't care. And they might just come back. You never know. It's the real world. Do I promote that? Hell no. But is it real life? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Maria's definitely one of the worst cooks I've ever heard trying to cook. Never tasted the food, but I know since the very beginning, one of the biggest things has been that she couldn't boil an egg. And maybe she could boil an egg. I think it was a no on that one, though. But, hey, good thing is there's restaurants. Good thing they got DoorDash, Good thing she has her husband, and he can cook. See? Blessings. Equally yoked. Well, they balanced each other because equal would have been she could cook too. But, hey. But like I said, when it comes to this internet, and then even with that, they were swearing me and Maria talk. We ain't never talked. In all these years, we talked about what? We ain't got no backdoor relationship. That's probably why it's making it. We not sitting and gooning up. Respect is a two-way street. Could I be disrespecting them and then they coming around kissing my ass? They wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't expect them to, and I wouldn't accept it if they did it because I wouldn't trust that. It's fine. People don't have to like each other. We don't have to like each other. And you can speak against something or about something, and it don't mean we set a war up with each other. No, we didn't. I'm still speaking, and you're just proving my point. They just proved my point. I am literally at 3.5 million views. I respect my channel by really respecting the rules. And I've broken rules. And by breaking rules, I mean I dropped the F-bomb, I'm saying a lot. But I've broken rules. I didn't come on here and dox anybody. I played no one shit. I've stolen nothing, an idea, or anything from anyone. I've used no one's name to dog it out to bring me up. Matter of fact, if I did a video and it was to shit on one of these heifers, even if it did, a bunch of people in the chat, none of that meant nothing to me. I've been told after lives how many people were in my chat because I wasn't paying attention to that. I didn't come to do that. I came to give a message. It makes me happy that if I do a live and I actually time and I say I got something to say, people come to hear it. That tells me my word means something. So I respect that. I respect that I didn't come on here to be messy, but I'm not going to be messed with either. And part of the thing that brought me from the comments to the couch was all this bullying. So if you think that you all are going to continue to, in any form, bully me, or in any form, bully around, and I'm not going to say, a lot of these people aren't going to say nothing. They're scared of y'all. They're scared of that you're going to bully them. They're scared that if they turn, you're going to bully them. They know. They know. Because they sitting there while you're doing it. Like I said, people will have an issue, and it'll be more people on their channel talking about that person's issue than the person who got the issue. Hey to everybody who came in. I didn't see you, Cat. How you doing? How you doing, Babs? How you doing? How you doing? Just saying, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah. And anybody else I missed, I didn't see. Ow. But yeah. And like I said, they do that. They got a whole bunch of troll accounts. Danny ain't got no troll account. You ever see me come in here in any account, it's going to be my name. It's going to be a picture of me, and it's really going to be me. It's not going to be an account I set up 2 months ago, a day ago. If I set up a new account that just started a day ago, it would be because something happened, I couldn't get into my account or whatever, and then I started a new one. If this dies, I have to start it over. Because sometimes it'll give me a warning and die before I plug it in. Ouch. Y'all, I just said ouch, and all I did was drop my earphone. Why did I say ouch? How did I unplug this? Shit. Did it do it? But yeah, like I said, these people hate on each other. They hate on each other about weight, all kind of stuff. Let me tell y'all something about weight. Just like you put it on, you can get it off. And that don't mean you might be sick, and that's why you laying around and you put on more weight. You might be in a depression, and it might be why you put on more weight. It could be something going on with you. So me to talk to somebody about weight, I care less about your weight. They care about everything. They care about how you do your hair. They care about this. But half of these people don't even show themselves, whether they good or they bad. I haven't even got dressed today, y'all. I literally still have on my pajamas. I literally, I ain't tucking in my stomach, nothing. Me, my beads. Hold on for my beads. Sorry, they can't. But me, it's me. Somebody like it or don't like it. I don't care. We ain't sleeping together. I don't need you to be attracted to me. I don't need that. I need you to respect me because I'm respecting you as a human. That's it. And if you don't, that's fine. Move around. Move around. I'm not gonna beg you. I'm never coming up on a panel to argue with no lying ass bitch. I'm never coming on a panel to argue with a woman about anything when they out there doing everything. Never. I'm never going to debate lies that are put out about me. Not with who. And I never sit down with any bitch I called a friend who I ain't fucking with no more, ever. We'll never sit down and do shit. If I'm on fire, let me burn. Because that's how I feel about you. That's just me in general. Because I don't let people in. If I let you in and it's a no forever, for life. But out of respect that I ever did, I'm going to keep it to a bare minimum, because to me, the more I shit on you, the worse it made me look for being that stupid. So that ain't even going to be who I am with nobody. So no, not on here. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, you can have 8 accounts. Are you saying they you? But these people don't. They have an account where, so this is me being them. They have all these accounts pretending to be other people, kicking up dust in places, coming in and making comments about certain shit. They do the dumbest stuff. Like if I start talking about one of them, suddenly here comes somebody in the chat to say some dumb. Y'all got so many bodyguards, but stay in this much stuff. How can y'all have this much aid and assistance and still be on the brink all the time? I mean, every 3 months, these heifers are bagging up because they just want to live their life. Then 3 months later, they in some BS. Then 3 months later, they torturing somebody. I mean, some of the people that sit with each other, I've literally heard them go live about the torture they doing to each other. But now y'all sit in kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. I wish they had that kind of resistance when they were dragging us through their merry-go-round. I mean, sorry, they're fundraisers. Because these are fundraisers. These are not, they go live to earn the money, not to make a point, not to stop bullying, not to stop harassment, not to. In January, you'll be saying, John raises. They'll be saying in January, no, he not. No, he not. In March, they'll fall out and they'll be saying, you know what? Y'all right. He would. But I'm such a boss that if somebody's wrong and I like them or I watch them, y'all mistake watching for liking. Y'all mistake watching for being a friend. Y'all mistake making a comment for this me and my best friend. That's not, it's called making a comment. It's called making a comment. But I can watch somebody know they wrong, accept that, and still watch them and not come in just talking about that wrong all day. Around here, somebody got to tell y'all who to like and who not to like, and then threaten y'all if you like them. Make y'all scared. Y'all know how many people, and I know this not because somebody told me, because I know it to be so. You know how many people probably still watch me and not watch me because they hate me, because they like me. But they know if they come up in here and say hello, there's going to be somebody to call them within 30 minutes and question them about it. Now, that's why people know I'm real, because they know somebody right now is watching me saying, she ain't lying. If I was to comment right now and say, hey, Danny, happy pajama jammy jam. I mean, say some normal shit. Happy Sunday. Sorry to hear about the loss you suffered. If they came in and said that, somebody would call them, text them, screenshot it. That's bullying and harassment. I've seen people I like in chats with people I don't like. And you know what I thought? They ain't up in there talking about me. So I'm going to be mad they over there? Like I said, once upon a time, people talked about what Muzz did to me to put it in their storyline. Then the same people got cool with Muzz and acted like it was no storyline because it didn't benefit anymore. And I was supposed to let it go because they let it go. I didn't let it go, and I also didn't disrespect them because they let it go because it was never their shit. And I never needed aid and assistance, and I never needed nobody to speak on it. But this is the world we live in on the internet. It's okay for you to be okay with that racist, but let's talk about this racist all day. How about you just shut up about both of them? How about I know a racist is an idiot and they so far beneath me that I can give a damn what they saying. And if my race is what bothers you, then look at your race. The history of your race is the reason why we sleeping with siblings, the reasons why we murder, the reasons why we rape, the reasons why we have. Come on, baby, we could go there if we want to, but we're not going to go into them history facts. So why would I ever be offended that you get a thrill off talking about somebody you so-called hate? Because of the color of their skin. I'm just bigger than that. But I'm also not going to be in these chats y'all up in. Y'all always in the chat with a racist. Y'all always in the chat with a bigot. Y'all always in the chat with a poor shaming. Y'all always in the essay chat. Y'all always in the chat where one of y'all chicks gave out naked pictures. I mean, whoever it was. That's why even when it was on memes, I used to say, and look, somebody going to say, oh, don't bring up memes. Y'all all disrespect memes. A lot of y'all kick it with people that was shitting on them. Y'all parlay with the pots. Don't you tell? I can talk about whoever I want to. And just because I was brought into what happened in the end of with her, oh, then I'm going to talk about it whenever I want to. But I'm never going to disrespect her like half these people. When her children were naming people they hate, because they always like to pick and choose who her kids said they hated, I wasn't in that list. If I show you every word we ever had with each other, it was never bad. When her daughter was coming through and snatching up everything that she had with somebody else, they didn't have nothing bad for me. And all y'all who still talking to them, go ask them. Go ask them. I never got into no kind of conversations with her husband because actually, in reality, I felt like it was wrong. But people kick it with people that know. I mean, like I said, is dude gone or is he under another name? Who knows? Who cares anymore? They don't. It was a storyline for people. They don't care. Did I say she was, like I told people, we could two things could be right at the same time. She could have been married and passed out a picture, but it was wrong when it was in a group to laugh and talk about her, to black her. She was bullied. How come none of y'all stand up and say that? She was bullied. My original beef with the B when she was talking about me was, girl, how dare you had something to do with that? And you were making contact with Mims, letting her know that you had that picture. So no, that's wrong. XO and them set up in that group. Like I said, y'all will sit with people that are villains and y'all will be mad at me because I said it. Y'all will be madder at me for saying it. And there's an expiration date with all you hoes on what's wrong. Oh, well, that expired with her. But with this person, oh no, this is forever. Whatever Maria's done is forever. Whatever the B done is forever. The biggest blow that's gonna go at the B is always gonna be Glenwood and all that stuff. That's forever with her. But if you bring up something else, don't talk about that. Don't bring up that, y'all. Don't point out that she was bullied. Was she wrong? What she's doing? But like I told y'all, when Mims passed, Mims done passed, so that means she done went for judgment. That means she done stood before judgment. All of us haven't. All of us haven't. And all of us that's judging her got something that we gonna be judged about that is equal or worse in the eyes of your saviors. My man, how you doing? But like I said, if you say her name, it's gonna be some people that's gonna talk about it and say, "Oh, yeah, you're trying to go here." But like I said, let's tell truth, not lies. And if today somebody had a picture of the B that she sent to somebody naked and they had it in a group and were torturing her with, you know what Danny would still say? That's wrong. I would still say she doesn't deserve that. I would still say every woman sitting in that group ain't shit. And they're worse than her. I'd say that. That's the difference between me and them. In their eyes, if you dare say that she was right, that means I want to be her best friend. I want to get up with her. I'm in love with her. I'm scared of her. I want to worship her. I need white people to survive. They're going to make up anything. Anything. Can I ask some of y'all if in real life, one of your friends, you found out that story and you found out anybody that was in that group, would you later be friends with them? I could forgive them and not be their friends. But to some of y'all, it's worse. I took PayPals that I didn't force out anybody. I didn't anything. And then I was betrayed by my information being getting out. And people turned on me for that. But y'all are willing to forgive that EXO and them sat in that chat. They were okay with it. Mims was still alive. They knew it. They didn't come to no forefront and tell nobody nothing. Y'all okay with that? Y'all okay that people who knew Heidi, excuse me. There's somewhere in there they must be talking about me. But it's people that knew about it while Mims was laying in the hospital dying. Found out about it. Knew it existed. And was still waiting for people to get out of Jewel's group chat before they outed this information. Till Danny heard about it. And I came dead on here and called it out. I asked, when did y'all decide it was wrong? If the pictures came out in October and we're finding out in the next year, in like March, April. What? The whole time she was passing, her name was Muddy. Her family was. I said, pure bullying. And it changed my whole mindset on people. I watched people who I believed in until I watched how they was trading on them. And then lying on other people and saying it was them as it was them telling the world. Only being in it to have gossip that everybody didn't have. Yeah, make it make sense. And I just switched up my whole, because I started seeing things clear and I realized these people are bullies. They don't care what it leads to. They willing to forgive people for the most horrendous stuff, but then torture people for the same stuff. And it's confusing. If it's wrong, let it be wrong all around the board. If you're okay with it, be okay with it all around the board. No, it's a part of war. I don't know. But like I said, I worry about those people I named because I've always, one of the things that got me off the couch, except for Kendra, because she had new one to the list. But I used to literally think Jen was going to do something to herself back in the day. And I never thought it was funny. And I used to watch her before she even snap. But I also know that there was times while she was snapping that people like Terry Lynn, Ambulance, people were trying to reach out and care. They really genuinely cared. And I kept telling them, You jumping in a crossfire you can't fix. Because if it's something with mental health, you can't talk her into to it's fight or flight right now. We can see she's in it. The help of professionals have to come in. That's not a bad thing. I wasn't covering her breakdown. Matter of fact, I came on my channel and said I won't. When John would be on there acting like he was 2 seconds away from giving us a viewing of him taking his own self, I didn't think that was good. And I was right in the trap. There's too much. When everybody was talking about Jules being a hooker and all this, and I didn't even really know her like that. And I was watching Siwa, and Siwa said she had came and wrote names on it. I thought, one, instead of doing this on the internet, you should go get help. That's not to be funny. That's to save you. How to save a life. We all gonna die one day. Why speed it up? I'm not for that. I want nobody to live in misery, but I want you to help you. I want you to feel better about you. I know what it's like when the brain controls what you feel. So all you hear is the negative. You can't even hear the good stuff. You can't see the good stuff. And so, no, I'm not with none of that. I'm not. But I'm also not going to hold y'all with kitty gloves. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, can somebody at least tell the story and let it make sense? Not give me the one-sided version because they too scared to even say what really just happened. That's it. And how many people does it take to take down one person? And if that one person goes and gets a gang of people, are they wrong? Or are they even in the score? What I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't think I want to ever understand. As long as I'm not doing it. And like I said, I will continue to talk about what I want to talk about. Whatever that is. And I'll continue to, like I said, point out like the hypocrisy. Like I got an OMG moment that I'm actually gonna air today. And I know like half of what I just said on here, I'm gonna say it OMG. But there'll be people that are offended because you're talking about their favorite person. But if the shoe fits Cinderella, put it on. Put it on before that horse and carriage turned back to a pumpkin and some mice. Enjoy them. Because it's your show. It's your show. It is your shoe. Wear it. It is your shoe. Oh, wear your shoe. Hold on, y'all, because I gotta get this off of my screen. I gotta take it off of my screen. She wanna flex. Some dogs are flex. They wanna flex. But yeah, but I didn't know it was a flex to talk about poverty. I didn't know that was a flex. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a flex to talk about disease and illness. But if you at such a caliber that you above all this mess, how come y'all keep ending up in the mess? I mean, where y'all got a part in it, where you got a piece you play in it, where you knew about it before it came out, but it was so bad. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I ain't better than nobody. I'm not, I'm not here to condemn nobody. I'm not crucifying nobody. I'm just calling it how I see it. I'm not the gospel. I'm not the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, or the defender. I'm none of them. I'm none of them. Just, I don't know. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, Kendra was cool with everybody. Now she been ganged up by everybody. They all turned on her. I said, damn, everybody turned. Just, I mean, I've never seen such unified. The last time I seen uniform like this was with the Muslims. When Malcolm X pointed his finger and every last one of them turned to the side uniform, that's how they are. So it's like one of them would be like, what, you said something about me? All of them turn on them. They go hit the unsubscribe button. They become a troll to troll them. I don't want to be a part of none of that. I don't want to be a woman that's so weak that I bully women saying I hate that. And if it happened to me, I'd quit my job. I'd leave the internet. I'd call the police. Even when we went to the police station about Jules, none of y'all even realized the truth of the matter was at that time, Jules had people riding past our house, stopping at our house. But when this would have led to Las Vegas, everybody would have acted shocked while all of them thought it was funny to have pictures of that. Like, I put it up because, like I said, you got a business and I told you what I was going to see. The difference between me, it was no sneak into the shit. I made it very clear. When she started, I told her how I would do it. I told her what we would do because she was sending out threats. She was getting other people who didn't even know who I was. She was getting her crew to come in and do. That's a lot. So I said what I was going to do. In order, I told her I'd do it. And I did it. It's the difference between me and y'all. Y'all still trying to get her back. Y'all done took every person. Think about all the people we just named. They used to be in the hive. And here's the truth. They'd love to be back in the hive. All of them. All of them. You know how I know? Because everything they talk about her doing wrong was what they said and watched her do while they were there. So when did it get bad? When you left? That's like when people be on drugs and then when they get off drugs, they just be dogging everybody on drugs. Like you don't understand what it was like to be there because you was once there. You should be more empathetic, sympathetic. But yet you the biggest critic. But when people were doing that to you when you were on drugs, you said it's what made you stay on them longer because you couldn't get off of how people treated you. So maybe you want to keep them on drugs. I don't know. I just never seen such tearing down of women at this age. Like, some of the worst chicks on here are my age and above, and it's terrible. I'd expect it out of little girls. I just don't expect it out of them, you know. But like I said, some I do, because like I said, it's just in them. It's who they are. Just like who was it? Somebody. Oh, I was watching George, and he was playing a video. Excuse me, of Amzy. Once again, somebody who y'all keep around, but swear she the worst person in the world. But she stays around. She's gonna be here, there. All she gotta do is say she said. Then y'all gonna have her here, there, everywhere. But anyway, and Amzy was saying to George some stuff like, "That's why your parent took your life," and da da da. And they, oh, that's so terrible. Was it terrible when Amber said it to John? Was it terrible when Amber said it to somebody in another sector about their mama? Or is it just terrible when Amzy says it? Amzy was beefing with me, calling me all kind of racial slurs, and I ain't even had no beef with her. I'm like, wait, girl, I don't even talk about you. Girl, I'm not thinking about you. And I watched your whole U-Haul lives when you was gonna go move next door to Jen because you was in love with Clint or whatever was going on with you and Clint. When the whole videos came out, I watched all that, still wasn't talking about you. Then suddenly you was talking about me like I care. Girl, I don't care. You got a right. You got a right. My response is, girl, keep living in the trash you live in. Because, like, once again, when she was standing in the U-Haul and doing all that, hey, she ain't the only one. There's other people in the world who have ended up losing their stuff or, once again, not able to make a move and put down a down payment on a move. So, I mean, it happens. So they temporarily displaced. That's why they had to change years ago the rules in homelessness. You know what I mean? Like I said, I can't. I can't. That's why they started stuff like doubling up because people were staying in homes where they weren't on a lease or anything, but they might have paid somebody a couple of $100s a month. Some people, they didn't pay them anything, but they had nothing in their own. So it was a form of homelessness. I'm not here to knock nobody for that. I'm not here to knock nobody because they might not be eating. I've known since I was a little kid how many people in America, not in Africa, not in another third world country, not in another country, right here under this soil, starving. Little kids who go to school of all races, and they Monday through Friday, the fact that they get 2 meals a day come from school. And don't think it's because they got parents that don't work. Some of them got parents that don't work, that do work, but by the time they pay all the bills, make sure they got this insurance paid for, because they're not getting insurance through the state. They're actually paying for it out of pocket. By the time they do all of that, they are putting scrapings together. Do you know how many times in this country parents have fed their kids and they didn't eat? So I will never make fun of that. And as long as cancer is wiping out anyone, I will never make fun of that. And as long as I have been a victim and women continue to be a victim, I will never make fun of SA. I will never dog your children out, no matter what. Because I told you my kid could be Tyrone Biggums. My kid could be running around here like Sparkle, honey. And I'm going to tell you what, I love them and know God made no mistakes with me. You understand that? My kid could not be talking to me. Let me tell you something. I'm still loving and standing up for him. And I'm not here to talk about yours because I ain't got a problem with your kid. I got a problem with their mama, you. I ain't got a problem with your mama. I got a problem with you. I don't got a problem with your homies, your friends on the internet. I got a problem with you. And I'm grown enough to address my problems, not address everybody else. But that's these people do. If you got a problem with me, they go say, Danny said this about you before. Danny said she didn't like when you did this. Because that's how you get flunkies to dislike people with you. But them same people, if they sat with me and I say, hey, so why don't you like me? They couldn't come to me with a real reason of what I've done to them. They couldn't. What they gonna say? Oh, Danny, I seen some super chats and stuff, and I seen some cash apps and some PayPals, and I said, oh my God, Danny got some money, and I'm so mad. But you sitting there screaming, hey, Amber, girl, how you doing? What time you going live? And this woman done talking about people's dead people. She done doxed herself. She done sent out fake stuff. She done stalked people. Shit, we know who Bombshell is because she was attacking the dog shit out of her. She went after, come on. This is who she is. She let a man talk about her whole daughter and screwing her, and then she became his damn moderator. And I said, Danny, why you on Amber? Because one of the things that also brought me from the couch to the comments is that Amber is a terrorist to the internet. She is. She's a villain and evil. And all her little sidekicks are part of it with her. And none of us would be where we are today, like I said, without an Amber. Because the Amber brings it all. Amber brings John. Amber brings, because John was there. John was just all over Instagram being a racist. Okay? Don't y'all remember he was crying and boo-hooing because he wanted to build that YouTube channel up, honey? So she brought all of them. She brought us Jen. But all to keep her name. She went on a war tour about Usman. Like I said, all of it. She been messy. And it's kicked up mess. She hated 90 Day. She turned on Jen. People were going after her to protect Jen. People were going after her to protect 90 Day. It's all, like I said, the Mother Earth of evil. And all these people done sanctioned her to be around. And they done so desensitized y'all to bullshit that they bring y'all to mess. Y'all name me one person. Is Maria still in the chat? When Maria did that live with Chicago Muscle, and it was to come after Johnny Mac, I literally did a live and said, Maria, you tough. I don't even know why you grabbing a whole new position in here. And that position would lead us to everything, to the wars they having now with those sectors and the other sectors they done got into with that, because it's all drama. It ain't all good shit. It's all bad shit. Mims became her, and the beat was over there kicking in with these cats like nobody business together. Mims loved the beat. That's what hurt most. When Mims was in the hospital, the B put up a post. I'm in the post commenting, telling her thank you, because I had no ill wills with her. When I heard about those pictures, that hurt my heart. It hurt my heart that a woman who had been violated, as she said, and all these things, who lived in such fear that if you said anything about it, thought about SA, would do that to a woman. That's where my anger lied. It wasn't just because it was her. It was because of that. But I feel like I was only told about it so that I could go after her. But we would never really address the real deal. And all the people that was okay with it that y'all still parlaying with right now. So while y'all want to check on some other chicks, check these chicks y'all sitting with. If y'all really against doxing children, check this chick y'all loving on. Because who we can check is who we know, or ourselves, because that's really who you can check is yourself. You're responsible for you. But don't go checking other people when you sit next to the devil. Y'all sitting with the devil. T Coffee, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, and that's what I said. And Maria, they'll say, like, I never say nothing about you. Yes, I do. When you was with John, when you and Brooke was with John, I was on here saying that shit. And I was saying I still like them. Still subscribe to them both. But I'm not afraid to say, here go some bad decisions, boo. When I just named people who brought up Muzz when it happened, you one of them. Brooke one of them. Like I said, y'all act like y'all live in a bubble. Y'all are being brainwashed to believe something. I'm not. When you show me who you are, I believe you. Respect gets respect. If I say I don't want to be a part of something, you're not going to catch me there. My crown can't fit in. But other than that, I'm not better than no. And that's just it. Y'all act like I'm making up these stories about these people. I didn't. I've heard people bring up when Maria made the statement about Siwa's daughter. That was on Amber's Live. Amber was talking about C was saying her daughter was gonna have a date and stuff. We weren't on Maria's Live. We was on Amber's. But C would bring up that story with Amber on the panel with her. Girl, how do y'all forgive the parties who did it? John talk about everybody, but everything he's ever named done wrong to him, Amber's done it to him too. But he's okay with forgiving her because he forgive her. Who's that? All these people, y'all will forgive the devil. Then y'all will be sad when y'all kids out here kicking it with people that mean them no good. They watching y'all. They see my mama kicking with people that 1 minute was dogging and now they her best friend. That's what she chit-chat on the phone with all night. All I hear is you manipulating the system and talking about people on the... Come on, y'all. That's a dangerous game to play. No, I'm not making none of this up. And here's the thing. Usually when I tell y'all a story about a live, if it ain't somebody who come in my comments while we talking about it, they come in later to say, I remember that. I remember that live. Because I didn't make it up. I'm not just sitting here making... Hey, listen. Danny doesn't play anybody's live, right? But yet when I say something, people believe it. You know why? Because I haven't been lying to nobody. I haven't come on here making up shit. Now, I might have messed up a date. And unlike these people, I might not have just looked at it from one side and just watched this 10 minutes of it. I watched the whole live before, after, the things that led up to it. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was on Amber's Live. Because everybody was in the chat making comments. I was in the chat. If they send the screenshot of you saying I'm in the chat, that's what I'm saying. These heifers will be talking about some shit, then say I wasn't there at the time. Or I don't really know. Then shut up. Then shut up. Because if you wouldn't even go back and just watch it, because one thing about these heifers, It's usually they'll be friends and still have their lives up from a year ago when they was talking about each other. They still up. And they don't want to take them down because it's part of their revenue. Might I don't think it's still adding no numbers. I don't know. It might not be. But it's what they do. Yeah. They know what Amber about. Everybody know what Amber about. Sure. Everybody knows whether they in her face or not, they all know. Some of them like being around her because they're cowards. And they want somebody to bully people like that, but then they want to stand back and act like they're against it. Listen, if you're okay with people doxing people, if you're okay with people having pictures of nude chicks and a thing, and y'all all sit and laugh at the chick and talk about how she cheated on her husband and all that, if you're okay with that, then be okay when people react to it. I'm tired of all this. I'm okay with doing it. Every action has a reaction. It's that simple. Right. I don't need to make it up. It happened. They should be mad it happened, not mad I remember. Not mad that I don't need to be sitting and watching it to know what you said to give you a recap on it. I couldn't believe it when I watched it. Like I said, I remember when John was Jada Day and then was flattening his tires. Heidi was sending people from New Orleans to flatten his tires because the area code was a New Orleans area code. I was watching it when it happened. When he said Perry and then was sitting outside, I was watching it when it happened. I was watching it. I was watching it when people were saying, Amber, you did tell me about Sherelle, and you told me that she had said this because she was being messy all around the boys, kissing her ass. Like I said, Sherelle can literally take when even recently when Sherelle got into it with AT2. When she got into it with a couple of months ago, Sherelle was saying there was a couple of people I had to sue, but we stopped that and we squashed that, and they now we cool and da 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 da. And Amber came and hit the link. I said, these girls are such flunkies that they go off the number of subscribers that you're goofy. There were people from the past in that chat like, oh yeah, Amber was the one who did this. Amber was the girl, your name is Mud, bitch. No one has respect because you dogged out a race. Like I said, you ride. Y'all remember when she left and she was like, what they need me to take down a racist? Girl, you a racist. Somebody need to take you down. But at the end of it, no, we don't. You need black people to rise. Every time white people turn on Amber, she run and ride black people's back. Escalator style. When she wanted to get out of the shit she started with Lisa and Usman and them, she ran and got black people to defend her. Whenever she get into people, she clink up with some black people, then she fall out with them. She's talking about everybody. We've heard her talk about Heidi. She talking about everybody. Now, we might not have heard Heidi talk about her, but we definitely heard her talk about Heidi. But these people will be friends. I never disrespected Heidi. You know why? Because I had respect for Heidi. It wasn't about a camaraderie. It wasn't about who we could get up on with each other. None of that shit. It was none of that. But where these people's loyalty is to mass and messy people. Period. And like I said, as messy as Kat did with that and everything else, I could tear Kat and Heidi's relationship apart if I wanted to. And I could get that kind of mess y'all like because Kat dogged Heidi out. And this was after she went up on her thing and did a live with her in April. This made our last conversation. And her begging me not to out it because here's what I told her. I said, and you know already when I tell them what you said, what our challenge is for you, we could do it on Heidi's panel, is for you, me, and her to be on the same panel and you tell me I'm lying. I dare you to tell me I'm lying. And trust me, what she was saying about Heidi is way worse than anything they brought. They could have showed she gave me $6 billion and it won't add up to what she said. But see, I watched how she let old boy that she was screwing that she went after, how she let that be done. So snakes in the grass, then I keep the grass cut low. Because once you show me who you are, I believe you. And I will not deal with it. But like I said, they are messy. And I won't deal with it. And that's why I said, keep me out your mouth and out your mentions. Keep me out your mentions. Because like I said, and just on some real shit, some of y'all is sitting with each other still dogging each other on the background, waiting for the day to come out with that, hoping somebody bring that out because your pussy ass don't want to. Yeah. But I ain't messy like that. But I keep it a buck with you. She wanted to fuel that fire on both sides. She wanted Heidi after me and me after her. She wanted these two black women at each other's neck. I ain't for none of that shit. Yeah. But that's just the truth. And like I said, all of them, they still try to harass me. They come in here, they report my videos, and I ain't doing nothing if I even mention them. They bring in trolls to come in and say racist shit. Or some I'm broke shit, or I can't make it without a white person. Who even thinks like that? Who even thinks like that? Somebody oppressed mentally. Because I don't think like that. White ain't right to me. So I ain't never thought like that. Yeah, but that's what they do. You know, then they do stuff like tag me and stuff that I'm a pussy ass bitch. That I'm a this. And oh, we're gonna talk about you all week long. Girl, you desperate. The worst part, I ain't talking about you. I talking about what you did on the internet, and you that mad that you need to do a week special on me. How many goofies does it take to talk about me? And when they done, does it change what I said about them? No, I don't. You don't. You don't. Yeah, like I said, half of y'all scared of them people. Scared of Heidi, y'all scared of Amber. And y'all not scared of them like they physically gonna come beat y'all up, but y'all scared of them. Because y'all know at the end what they gonna do. And they gonna turn people on you, and they gonna get on people back about being in any chat they in that you in. Y'all know. Y'all know. But real women gonna go where they wanna go. And they're not gonna explain themselves to no one. You don't have to. You don't have to. Danny's never gonna say, "Hey, I seen you over in such and such church. You know, I saw you there, right? You know, I saw you. I don't. I saw you. Didn't care. Now, if I saw you up in there like F Danny and Danny can take it in her mouth, put it in her butt. I can't believe Danny did that, and oh, I can't stand her. I'm like, okay, thank you for the warning. I see you too, and I ain't even got to come on here and say it. I just know we through because I don't do fake. I don't do. I don't need to fake friend nobody. I don't need to befriend you to get information for another chick. I don't need to set you up. I don't need to do any of that. I don't want to live off of any of that. I don't want karma to doing any of that. But I told y'all from the very beginning, I can get very Dougie and don't have a problem. And I'm gonna get results. You not. That's it. I didn't come on here to make the internet worse and then complain about it. Came to make it better and brag about how I did it. Y'all know I'm a marshal. Y'all know I'm something. Y'all know I got the glow like the last dragon. And you know that the truth is my heart is for real. So anybody trying to question that or destroy that, you just show your own self. You don't show me. You show you. Because I'm already showing me. This is me. This is me. And I ain't never said I was perfect. Never. Never. And it's royal behavior with me. So when you turn and you act the fool, that's cool. You show me who you are. I believe you. And I believe everybody around you is showing me them too. Not because they like you still. I didn't care if anybody still liked people who got into it with me. I cared when they decided I could be over there kissing their ass, but I can't even come over here and say hello to Danny. And she did nothing to me. When you finish drinking that Kool-Aid, I hope you make it. I hope you make it. Because some of y'all, I ask myself how y'all could even sit in a room with people who doxed your children, who dogged your children, who were okay with men who dogged your children, who are okay with women who dogged. The abuse, y'all, the victimization that y'all bring onto yourselves. I can't. I can't. It's so weak. So weak. Mm-hmm. Don't say the truth around here. Don't dare in one of their chats say, well, you know what? I hear you on that, but I don't have a problem with them. They'll put you out. If one of them saying it happened on Tuesday and you dare say in that chat, it was actually Wednesday, all you were saying it was Wednesday. They gonna block you out. How many people on the internet have ever got a call, an email, a text, a screenshot of where they were? If you've ever seen that, don't answer in here, but if you've ever had that happen to you, so that's for anybody who watches this later or whatever else. If you've ever had that happen to you, then know you've been a victim of being harassed on the internet. Because that's harassment. But here's another thing, y'all. Let's do these content creators. They got so much to say about me. Tell them let's have a contest. Let's just go live. Let's pull up our phone, pull out our channel, and let's look at algorithm. I have videos that are 1,000 days old that still get hit every day, even if it's one hit. They're 1,000 days old. I, through shorts, do more interaction and go wider through the internet than they do because they're so closed-minded of hate. And they don't even want to get on the full hate train because every time they get around people that hate like they hate, they run from them and go back to bullying the same people they were bullying before. That's how you know it's bullying. Bullies only attack the weak. Every time somebody strong come up on them, they click with them because now they want to be their ass kisser because they're scared. Bullies have been bullied. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we're just different folks. But if you go into their things, their videos are just busy. You know, they might have 400 people in the chat, and at the end of it, it was at 2,000 views. You go 2 months later, it's at 2,100 views. I mean, I can't wait till I've had a video that's at 1,000,000 views. The biggest video I have is a short that has 100 and I think 20,000 views. I think that's like my biggest video to date. But under that, I have like two other 100,000 views, 93,000, 50,000. I have a few 50,000 viewed shorts, 35,000, 32. Like I said, I literally within a year and a half am almost at doing 3 million views in a year and a half. So me to sit around, if that's what we're trying to do, is build this thing up. You know what I mean? If that's what we're trying to do, then that's what you do. So I'm trying in each department to figure out how to build it up to where it meets the minimum, that $100 minimum by itself. So if you can do that in all ranges on there, then you can get your money without coming on here to expect your subscribers who are on a free app, who actually watch commercials because they don't even want to pay for the premium, to beg them to keep funding me because I'm talking about somebody they don't like. That's stupid. And that to me is grifting. I'm not doing it. I'm not, but they'll say I'm a grifter and I need this. And first of all, how naive are these people? They'll say I need white people to survive. And I guess I'm dead. A need is a necessity. I need to breathe to survive, to live. I need to eat to survive. You know what I mean? But the stuff they talking is not what's going on. One thing about me, anybody who knows me knows. Anybody who knows me knows that the things of this material world and money, they don't hold that possession to me. Because if I had $1 billion in the bank and I died today, you know what's going to happen? My family is going to, and this anybody's family, they're going to corruptly either jag through it, fight each other over it. You get what I'm saying? But I can't take none of it with me. I can't go to heaven and go splurging and tricking off up in there. Can't go to hell and trick off on it neither. It don't matter. I can't do anything with it afterwards. So while I'm living, I'm going to live in what my life is. As I said, these people say they make and break me, baby. Like I said, I'm talking about just knowing me, even sitting in a hotel. Do y'all pay attention to all the gadgets and stuff I have? Who y'all think about it if I had it coming in? Let me guess. I had these white folks taking it. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I don't even fight the government to get back on my insurance when they said that me having surgery twice, I could have waited. How could I wait as I'm going blind? So I don't even take the insurance from the state no more. So what are y'all talking about? But that's why I said I know y'all was down in Kendra. And for all y'all who said it wasn't poor shaming, you're just saying that because you're scared to say it. It was. Yeah. It was. It was. It was. And all these people that glitter ain't gold. Half of them are alcoholics, drug. I'm just being honest. We've watched them. But they hold themselves to this pedestal so high above the world. that you women actually sit and put each other down when half the stuff they diss people about is a problem you're going through. You know how many women are probably overweight as they sit and laugh at people as they talk about their weight? Hmm. You know how many of these women are so unconfident about themselves? They so insecure. Oh my God, they so insecure. On a filter, plus a filter, with a filter. If the camera slip on them, they got to explain why they ugly. I mean, they just, it's too much. They always say stuff, I ain't gonna come on the camera because I this, because I that. Why are you even coming live if you ain't combed your hair? Why are you coming live if you didn't put a shirt on? Why are you coming live if you turn on the camera, your house is filthy? You had other shit to do. Comb your hair, brush your teeth, put on some clothes, make your bed. I don't get out my bed without making it. You understand that? So even if I get back on my bed, you know what I always have? A folded up sheet at the end because I might lay on my bed at the top, but I don't like laying in my bed in clothes that I had in the streets. So I don't lay in my bed, and when I lay in the bed too much, it's a sign of my depression is taking over me. See, I don't get depressed and go take down other people. I get depressed and I shut out. And I don't get depressed because people trying to make me depressed. I get depressed because I think about how I allow myself to stay stuck in the sad moments too long. And sometimes it's a little hard to come out of them. I think of the times when I stayed oppressing myself and I stayed stagnant. I think of that. Yeah, that made me a little sad. But somebody saying they don't like me, I ain't pretty, I ain't have edges. I got edges. And I used to tell these heifers all the time, I don't have edges because my hair is shaved. Stop talking about my hair. Stop worrying about me. Stop defining your insecurities through me. Dear Yvette, you said the other day for 5 years I've been coming after you. Heifer, that's a lie. Dear Yvette, I respected you when I know nobody had respect to you. They were laughing at you, honey, and I still showed you respect. You came after me. You went and got your tink tink, aka Sparkle, started coming after me with lies, making subliminals, and finally I got tired of your fucking mouth. But you never made me anything but sick. You never made me anything but mad that the first person to come for me was another black sister. That pissed me off. And that I did nothing to you, you just insecure. But you made statements about me that help. I would never have nothing to say to you. And even when you apologize, I said apology taken, but we good. We good from afar. But like I said, I met you where you asked to be. You said you made me. I proved you couldn't make your bed. You tried to roast me and say all this stuff about me. I'm diesel talk. I'm this. I'm a truck driver. I work at a gas station. Shit that wasn't even going on in my life. And I said you got a slur, girl. And you're a compulsive liar, girl. And that there was no way you entered the U.S. Marshals when you were beyond the age of being able to even get into it, girl. I said you're a lie, girl. I said you got your house from a white man who was a slave owner, girl. And all of that, I said, I don't think about you. I said, dear bad, I don't hate you. You called for me and I answered the fucking door. Now, you mad because I cussed you the fuck out. And I told you, look, I was trying to be nice and ignore the Jehovah's Witnesses at the door. No disrespect to the witnesses. But you just kept ringing my doorbell and I answered. I told y'all I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius. This shit's for life. As good as I'm nice, I am very nasty. I don't play these games. I don't sit and be for fun. I do not sit and text people bullshit or sit and go in chats to talk crap to people. I am not a racist. I am not. I am not, and I am not down by racists. I mean, just that's just as simple as life is for me. Because everything they saying is the opposite. I've never starved. I've never not had a roof over my head. I've been to more states than you bitches been in cars. I mean in planes or whatever, or been in your life. I have a family that's a real village. We really love and support each other and bag each other up. I got royalty, no celebrities, all kinds of shit that I don't need to come on here to brag or boast about. I am somebody. People will die for me, kill for me, for sure, and vice versa. But many will live for me, and I live for them. Okay? So this is who I am. There ain't no shorts in that. There ain't no shorts in that. I fear no man but God. I don't. And I didn't come to bully, but I will die on my feet before I live on my knees. Period. 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 So I'm gonna stand up for the people scared. Like I said, some of the people in y'all chats are scared of y'all. Cause they watching y'all flip on people who y'all in their face. Then they watching y'all kiss their ass. Then flip back on them. You pancakes. And I can't even call y'all pancakes. Y'all flip too much. I ain't never flipped a pancake 4 times. Never. I don't know what pancakes y'all making. Them sound like brick cakes. But y'all flip flop too much for me. And it's very unsafe for people who are dealing with mental health and aren't strong enough to fight this kind of hatred, to fight this kind of evil. And it's that simple. If I'm in a chat and somebody saying, man, I'm so mad about what black people be doing in the country, honey, I'm gonna start naming what they race do. Then they get mad. Then they get mad. Mm-hmm. Oh, Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, so I ain't better than nobody. I'm not here to make nobody hate nobody, but I'm just here to make you see while you sitting there pointing the finger. They say when you point a finger at somebody, you got the rest of your fingers point back at you. So you have to ask yourself, for all these people that love to run up in a chat because they favorite is dogging out somebody, then they can't be mad that somebody else is over there listening to their favorite dog out the person who just dogged them out. But I just ain't got that kind of time. Like, I could hang up this live, drop 3 shorts, and I can guarantee you within a couple of hours, I'm going to have like 10, 12,000 views to my channel. These people going to go live and it's not going to get them. Then they going to shit on somebody. They're going to talk a bunch of crap. They're going to have 300 people in the chat. And they're not going to, when 24 hours go into their thing, it have done 48,000 views. And that's not even a lot of views, y'all. There are billions of people on this damn platform, a billion people on this damn platform. So all of us should have views. There's enough views out here. There's enough money out here. There's enough super chat. There's enough of everything. So the fact that people want ownership of certain people, that tells me they're not trying to grow. Because in growth, new people come in. It continues to grow. It continues to spread. It spreads everywhere. They know about you all over in different countries. When I go in my algorithm, I am big in different countries, but I'm big in the United States. I am big in New York. I am big in my, so you're moving around. Like I told you, my ratio is actually bigger men to women. And it's only by a slight margin. But at one point, it was the slight margin was the other way around. But I'm glad because I don't want it to be all of one. I don't want it to be all just blacks. I don't want it to be just all women. I want it to be us as a place to be where a kingdom of all kingdoms. It can respect. Let me tell y'all something. The more bosses I'm around in powerful, secure kings and queens, more people like that I'm around, I know I'm in my right spot because I'm supposed to be around the best of the best. That doesn't intimidate it. It makes me happy. It makes me know I'm going the right way. When I'm around all scum, everybody stealing, losing, swerving, murking, chirking, jerking, whoring, storing, coring, they doing everything wrong, then that means that's where I'm at in my life. I don't know nobody who's sitting on high, standing down low. Because if they are, then they what you call Jesus or one of the prophets. They came through to make the lower better, to let them know that I could sit with you equally and love on you to build you up. But other than that, they're not doing that. So I'm confused. I'm confused. I said I was a Marsha. They had a problem with that. I said sis. They had a problem with that. I had a whole acronym for it. It was standing in the struggle. Sisters and standing in the struggle. Sorry, that's SOS. That's sisters on the struggle. That's another thing. But anyway, SOS. But anyway, I was sisters in solidarity. I was standing in solidarity, so I didn't leave men out. So my sis stood 2 different ways. They still said I was trying to be best friends with everybody. Baby, first of all, everybody ain't gonna be your best friend. The best friends I've had have been my best friends for the longest one. My best friend since I was a kid. The longest best friends I've had, I've been 40 years. 40 years of a friendship. The least best friend I had, we got like a sawbuck in. We 10 years in. You know what I'm saying? Of growing to know each other. But like I said, outside of that, so we're best friends. Friendships are grown. But you can have it when you have a place in my heart. That's for real. But if you hurt it, my heart doesn't die. But that part you had in it does. And it dies so much that you'll never be able to get back in my nothing graces. You'll never be able to talk to me. That sounds wrong, but I just damn. I die, don't say shit. Damn sure don't come to my shit. Because the people around me will fuck you up. Don't. Like, I'm just being dead ass honest with you. Because people know one thing about me is I don't judge people like that. So if I'm saying fuck you, trust you a snake. You a snake. You a snake. The human race, you better say it. You better say it. Sisters in solidarity, that's right. Because I came on here and I told y'all the one thing I trusted the least was women. They the biggest snake. I've watched them lie about who their children were by. I've watched them lie to their husbands. Like I said, even if you say this stuff, these people say you trying to dox and this ain't doxing. Look at Sherry. All these women they house are terrible people. I still ain't got a rebuttal on nothing Sherry did. Like I said, look at this thing that just happened me and Kat. Look at how many people used to come over here and speak. They had no problem. And now so they hate me so much. They can't even say hello. Like I said, whatever. Have it your way. Have it. Have it your way. But like I said, if I was just like y'all, I'd have did a live today about Kat. And I'd have came on and said, Kat, this chick is literally called me and asked me could she come on my live to out you on some shit that I know. Now, y'all talk about I'm violent. If Heidi knew what Kat said about her, she'd be ready to fight. Real talk. Man, on everything I love, I know she come up on this mofo and check the shit out of Kat. And Kat know it too. And you know what's a bigger thrill? Is I know Heidi don't play so much that just because I said this on this live, she's going to go ask Kat what she said. And Kat's going to pretend like it's nothing. Play with me some more. And I'm going to out it like, and trust me, I'm going to sit in the cemetery when I say it because I'm putting on everybody. The soul life. I'm going to be factual. And anybody who going to know me going to know that what I'm going to say, if Danny is saying this, my word is bond. I'm not going to make up a word. I'm not going to, say, no, sweetie. I'm going to call it just how you said it, girl. Just how you said it, and then how you begged me not to because you know she want to fight you. And you didn't want to mess up your cruise to Alaska. That's what she told me. I'm going to leave that there. And on that note, y'all, I'm going to say, you know better, do better. You want better, be better. And don't be mad at people for doing what you do. Birds of a feather flock together. So I guarantee if you doxing people, you're into it, people that dox people. I guarantee if you are passing out pictures, you hang out with people who pass out pictures. Or you're into it with people who probably do the same thing. I mean, it's just the way it goes. But don't be mad at us who speak about it. Like, just don't. Don't. But like I said, this bullying from the bullies, it's old. It's so pandemic old. It's so pandemic old. But just like the pandemic, people still catching the virus. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I love you guys. I will probably see you all later, but I definitely had to come live and talk about some of this because I'm like, this is just too much. Like, if I'm sitting out here saying Kendra's being bullied, I know it's bad. But unlike them, I'm real, and I still don't like them. Still don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, y'all all on the bee's neck, been on the bee's neck. Y'all ain't took her down. Y'all actually seem like y'all make her more popular. And I don't like her, but I know y'all bully her too. And I still ain't okay with bullying her. Jen, I know that all the people hang around her friends and that everybody wants another breakdown. Because all these people want to see the full breakdown so they can say how they was trying to stop it. So they could say all this stuff that they weren't doing. But Jen, you want to do better. You want better, do better. Get away from all these people. None of them like you. None of them. And around here, sometimes the people you think been loyal to you, they're a part of the crew of people that hate you. And they work together. So stop being a fool. If once upon a time somebody was saying you was a racist, nothing, junkie, tramp ass, F your mama, all this, they still mean that. And if they don't, they should have never said it. Because like I said, I've never dissed you like that. I did at the airport in Atlanta stop by the World War II thing they had up in there, and I was looking for your daddy's name. I did. And I did. And I did. Because if you tell me your daddy was one of the biggest heroes with a purple heart or whatever heart he got, I'm looking him up. If your vet tell me she was a retired 25-year lieutenant in Maryland, I'm going to look it up because that'll be there. They'll retire you, sweetie. Stop lying to the people. Stop it, y'all. Just stop lying to the people. And then be mad if they be like, wait a minute, hold on. You said that he was a what? It's not there. That make me bad because it's not there. That make me wrong. And the war you was trying to say that your daddy freed blacks didn't have nothing to do with black. I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. These people just say stuff. They just, oh, my dad was in World War I. My dad was in. You be like, wait, that was. Do you even know the wars? My dad was in Vietnam. And he freed the blacks in Vietnam. Why is he freeing blacks in Vietnam? And if your daddy was in World War I, then how old are you? When did he have you? But when she was having a breakdown, I never attacked her. I never made one thing laughing at her. I didn't watch none of the videos laughing. I also didn't watch the videos breaking it down. Except for when she got arrested and stuff. Then when the police come to her house, I did. And some of those videos I did screen record and I got them in my archives. It's a lot of y'all shit I got in my archives. And I ain't afraid to admit it. Because like I said, the one good thing about my facts is if you push me, I'll bring out the other stuff. And baby, Booney Bear, I know how to do it the right way. I'll pull out your shit. I got your car facts. I got y'all YouTube facts, honey. I got shit that go back to when y'all swear y'all don't remember. Because what I learned when I watched y'all was y'all love to delete, dirty delete. Y'all love to scare people into shutting up about the truth. Because you're bullies. So, let's go. I'm smarter than that. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. And you know what? I've missed the kingdom. Like I said, the last 2 weeks, I had somebody very close to me on hospice and want to enjoy my life. I wanted to put together the pieces because I'm not one to give y'all my life and then later on give that as an excuse for why I came on here and just zip damn fool. Because that should be a reason why I was getting closer with the ones I love. That should have been a reason why I was making peace with myself. You know what I'm saying? So in these last 2 weeks, I've been doing that. I've been real close with family, with friends. And I'd be lying to you to tell you I'm okay. I'm okay because I'm here. But this is one of those ones that it's going to take a few minutes to realize it's forever. So for me, one of the ways is dealing is feeling and accepting those things. And I'm not talking about it too much because I'm just not there yet. I'm not there. But yeah, so like I said, when I think of life importance, it's not this dumb shit they do. Matter of fact, this is life's demise. This is the thing that if it was my last thing I did on earth, I wouldn't be okay. I wouldn't be okay if the last words I ever said on live was me downing somebody to make y'all laugh just for that. No, I'm calling out truth. Sometimes the truth is funnier than the lie. You know what I mean? A lie is dangerous. They say if you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. These heifers have proven it all to me. I've seen it. They are so. That's why I said when we think ghetto, all them y'all know ghetto mean death. They ghetto as hell to me. All of them. All they is ghetto trifling, get shit face on TV, kissing on each other like married, cheating, skank, trifling heifers. Like I said, none of the women I know that's married cheat on their husband, and they damn sure ain't meeting dudes on no skank ass internet that don't know nothing about nothing, making him better than their husband. They damn sure the women, man, the real chiefs I know, they don't talk about nobody's kids. And if there is somebody they know whose kid is slacking, they try to slide in to be there for the kid. So if the kid is missing something, they can give them that. Not let me dog you and your mother out. So if she was a trifling mom, I'm gonna make it worse for you. It's been people I've disliked that I know, and because of their kids, I let it go. We aren't the same. But the difference between me and y'all is face to face, I'm gonna stand on what I said. Y'all aren't. So stop. Stop. And then y'all will be the first people talking about, oh, that's just taking it too far. Even we talk about them people in Vegas. Look at everything. If y'all go watch the videos of all the beef they had with each other outside of meeting up with each other in person, because they had met up before. The time when the 187 happened wasn't their first meetup. But when you look at their thing, they're not doing nothing different than what they doing to Kendra right now. They going to other people's panels, shitting on them, talking about their deepest, darkest secrets. They get cash apps for it. They going every time they go live is to tag team somebody. Yeah, they were doing the same thing. Half of y'all got pictures of people's husbands in y'all phone, people's children in y'all phone, people's homes in y'all phone, where people work at in y'all phone, people's telephone numbers in y'all phone, screenshots of them where they camera done slipped in y'all phone. So don't sit here and act like y'all innocent when y'all play the game. Half of y'all sign up for memberships to get gossip. Half of y'all go over to Rumble to get gossip and get doxed information on people. When they came out and Tennessee came on Goodies and was bragging about, doing shit, I came on live and said, man, that kind of hurts my feelings, because I look at Tennessee like a real boss. I then spoke with Tennessee off the line, had a real woman conversation with her. And then I had to respect that at least she came on here and stood on what she was doing, whether wrong or right. I was never worried if she was doxing me or not, because I ain't hear shit up on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But on the same thing, I just feel like, hey, if people put a tag on it, anybody got a tag. If you put a price on something, anybody for sale. So I got respect for Tennessee because I always did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. And the only reason I cared enough was because I like her. So like I said, so then later, when Tennessee falling out with people, it didn't make me step back on Tennessee. It didn't. So like I said, I like who I like, and no one's going to stop it. If I like somebody and you don't like them, that's fine. I understand it. And out of respect for that, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't like somebody, either way it goes, everybody's entitled to who they entitled to. But out of respect, I ain't in nobody's mess neither. I'm not. And I'm not Switzerland. I'm not none of that. Because I might agree with some of the wrong stuff they did because they did it better than me. They was being nicer than me. When Brooke finally started coming back for Amber, I stood up and clapped. I said, because you being way too nice to me. All y'all been too nice. I would have literally, forget the faking I'm taking out of court. We would have literally either had to go into court for real, for real. Because y'all be taking it too far with each other. Y'all calling each other kids and sending them money. Man, let me tell you something. Any of y'all grown folks send somebody kids money, you're sick. You talking to anybody kids, you sick. You talking to the adult kids, you sick. Because that's something that can make somebody snap. So if they snap, why would you be mad? Half these heifers act like they don't need these channels, but we know not only do they need the channel, they need the money that's coming in when they acting a fool. So why are y'all trying to take their livelihood from them? Why y'all trying to take people's jobs? Like I said, I'm just not that person. I'd rather you stay here and watch me grow while you still staying stagnant. Half of these bitches been talking about each other for years. I done passed them up. But they'll still tell you they bigger than me. Check out our views. Like I said, let's go on our algorithm. Let's see who has the longest standing video that's still getting hit. Let's go in and see who gets comments every day. Let's go in and see who has traction on their channel while they sleep. Let's see what your biggest day of views was. Because my biggest 48 hours, and like I said, there's many people were way bigger. So my goal is to keep going up. So every time I hit a goal, then it's to keep going bigger. But my biggest day of traction was 215,000 views in 48 hours. What's y'all biggest day of traction? Huh? Because I'm tipping on to 7,000 subscribers. What's your biggest day of traction? Because, I mean, y'all so popular, right? But y'all still talking about each other for 5 years straight. But y'all so big and bad. Y'all bullies and extorters. Y'all are like politicians to me. All of y'all dirty. Both sides of the house. So, like I said, at the end of the night, yeah, I like something. I like Danny a lot. Like I said, it's people I don't even speak about. Still love them, still share them, still watch them, still support them, still subscribe, still hit that like button, still drop a comment. Rabbit. Now, Jane, I honestly haven't watched in a couple of months, but I think it's because you know how when you're watching certain things, they come to the top 10 of your notifications, it seems like, and then other stuff. It's not that you're not subscribed. You have to literally go to people's channels sometimes so I can pop them back up, start watching stuff. But like Jane, Rabbit, Danny, Tennessee, Goody, who else? Come get this commentary. Shit, I'm still even subscribed to Karma Speaks. Like I said, I was subscribed to Toxic Diamond before any of y'all was even talking about it. Nobody was even talking about it over there in that sector, in that part. Like I said, so that's what I said, and it's just that's your support. The greatest thing about subscription is your subscription. It's who you want to subscribe to. It's who you want to take your time out of your day to watch or listen to. So that's all up to you. That's not up to anybody else. And anybody who's letting people decide where they go, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry that in your adulthood you're still being controlled to not be trusted to make a good decision for yourself. So I feel sorry for you. I really do. And if I could break anything, those are chains I want to break on the internet. I want to have a place where people know if you want to be bullied, you're choosing to be in the places where they're going to turn on you like that. And you're choosing to let yourself be vulnerable. You have to stop. You have to stop giving these people a platform to just destroy. And then say I'm doing it because I'm trying to help them stop the people that destroy. That's like saying, do you know why there are gangs that rival with each other? Because one gang came to stop another gang. So that's all y'all doing is starting gangs. So we're a good gang because we came to stop your gang. You're still a gang. Y'all still doing the same thing to each other. So like I said, as far as this internet goes, I'm gonna continue to keep being Danny. I want people to know that the last 2 weeks I didn't come live because unlike them, I prioritize my life. And one of the things that make me a Marsha is I put me first. I put me first because I'm responsible for me. So I don't want to come on here going off on y'all because I'm just sad. And I don't know how to deal with my emotions like an adult. I will never come on here pissy drunk. Never. Even if I get pissy drunk, I will never come on here like that. Because I don't want to apologize. And I done heard y'all say this saying wrong 100 times. The saying is a drunk mouth. This speaks a sober mind. So they call it liquid courage because some people are thinking all the time, I can't stand you, you're a hoe, I know you this and that. Then they get drunk one day and get mad at you and they start saying all the shit they normally think. So for all them that come on here and do this, they do. For all these adults that got to apologize because they didn't know that was a this and that was a that, but they know everything else, they doing it intentionally. For all these heifers that's okay with one doxer, but hate this doxer, that's fake. That's fake. Yeah, and the in crowd. What's the in crowd? A crowd full of women that all dox each other. A crowd full of women that what is the in crowd in their eyes? What is the in crowd? I want to know. I want to know so I can never be in it. I don't want to be a part of that crowd. The crowd that help women take their lives. I don't want to be part of that crowd because as women, we are degraded on so many different levels that I'm tired of degrading each other. If you a nothing ass chick, I just don't want to be around you. That's it. That's it. I don't need to. Sorry, y'all. I had opened all these tabs. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here because I said I was, and I will keep talking about this all day because I'm just not for all that bullying, man. And these chicks literally stand on their high horses like they aren't bullies and they are exactly what they hate. And so, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna drop my OMG. Like I said, no offense to anybody. It's just how I saw it, and this is what me and OMG talked about. So this is what we put up together. So guys, I will also drop a couple of shorts and a couple of videos today, and hopefully I'll be back tonight. I can't promise I'll be at home, but hopefully I'll come back live tonight. Maybe I'll do a live from wherever I'm at, or maybe I'll do a live from home. I don't know. Or maybe I won't do a live tonight. But either way, go. Please, buffering again. Have a good night. Can you hear me? Have a good night. Look, have a good night. I love you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Please enjoy somebody you love. Enjoy some music you love. Enjoy some food you love. Embrace the people that you love while they are still here. And remember, all of us have a day to go. Do something with the time you have now. Please enjoy yourself. Nobody's going to love you like you love yourself. So please love on you first. I love you guys. Thank you to my moms for being here. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. If I didn't speak to you, I'm sorry that I missed you. I'll go back later to any comments I missed and I'll watch it, rewatch it. But I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye-bye. See ya. See ya. See ya.